Okay, so I'm going to talk about my number one barrier, and that would be time. So, as far as doing the things that are healthy, doing what I should do, or not doing the things that I shouldn't do, I have lots of excuses or reasons that we'll be going through. But I thought I'd start with my number one, and that is time. I don't have time to exercise today. I don't have time to pull all the veggies out and chop up a salad and spend, an hour messing around with this. No time. So, is it a reason? Is it an excuse? Um, let's face it, to live a healthy lifestyle, it takes time. There's planning, there's shopping, there's food prep, and healthy food is usually whole foods, fresh foods. And so prep time for those is more time than it would be for, things that are packaged or already prepared. Formal exercise. So if I'm going to do a spin workout or get on the treadmill for a certain amount of time, if once we're not under the shelter in place and the gyms open back up again, it's changing into exercise clothes and driving the drive time to the gym, and then the workout time, and then the drive time home from the gym. So all of that is time taken out of the day. Even just getting the 10,000 steps for my activity in a day, sometimes I feel like I'm running out of day, and how am I going to get all these steps in? Uh, Other healthy maintenance or lifestyle things that I'm trying to do are the essential oils, taking my medicines, um, sleep hygiene, making sure that I'm, going to bed at the same time every night, getting up at the same time every morning, doing all the things that I need to do to get a good night's sleep. And then mental health maintenance. That is something, and if you've been watching my updates, I've had quite a time here that I haven't stopped to take the time to do the things that I need to do just to help with some of the mental health things that have been going on. So, all of that takes time. So, do I really not have the time? I am recently retired, but prior to retiring, I worked a lot and I had a lot of stuff and responsibilities and things that I had to do. And sometimes I didn't get home from work until 7 p.m. So um, my job was teaching at a hospital, and so I had to run education classes very, very early morning for the midnight people getting off. I had to stay, and it wasn't all the time, it was just enough that those were the longer days. And so, looking back on the days that I worked, a good long 12-hour day, uh, was there time to fit exercise in? Was there time to plan? Was there time to sit and think about all the negative self talk that I've been doing and work on doing other things besides that? Was there time to work on the depression that I knew that I was in as I sat in front of Netflix for another evening? So, anyway, did I really not have time? I mean, I was busy, and my time was taken up all day. So, what it really comes down to, what I needed to look at was I needed to be honest with myself about the situation, just being honest with myself. And then the second thing that I needed to do was I needed to decide what is important to me. And then that took me right back to being honest with myself. So I could sit here all day and say it's important to me to do healthy things, but if the activities that I'm choosing to do, or what I'm doing with my day, are, if I'm not prioritizing healthy things, then is it truly healthy things are important to me? Or do I just really wish that I could be healthy and still lay on the couch and eat fruit snacks and things like that? So, um, because they're a lot easier to eat than peeling an orange or something like that. So it just is, it's very important to look at it honestly. And one of the things that I found very interesting, I started getting messages about it, but I have an iPhone, so in my settings, I scroll down just a little bit, and there's a line here that says screen time, and I can see what my screen time is. And I could do this on my iPad too, which is something that I have a game that I really like to play, and it's just popping little things. And so, but it really can suck up my time for some, it's like it takes my mind off of things. It's a nice distraction activity. But when you start to like really see the amount of time that is being spent on those things, maybe, less. I don't really do Facebook, but I do other things online. I look up stuff that I'm interested in. I like Pinterest. So anyway, it's just, it's I can reprioritize my day. So um, one of the things that I've had to work on that I do struggle with, it's called the all or nothing. I tend to either have to do it 100% or, what's the use in continuing on? So if I wanted to do a spin workout today, but I now only have like 15 minutes to squeeze something in, well, then I'll just blow the whole thing off, as opposed to, well, why don't I go down and just pedal for 15 minutes or get on the treadmill or do some resistance training. Like I still could exercise in that 15 minutes. It's just because I couldn't do the workout that I wanted to do. The other thing that I would do is with the all or nothing thinking is, well, if I blew it, I might have a good breakfast, but if I blew it with lunch, or if I ate something that somebody brought to a meeting, or there were people that had candy dishes in their offices, so if I got into something that I shouldn't have, well, then I kind of was like, why bother exercising? Which is an opposite way that the thought processes should go. If I got into something I should have, then exercise should have been more important to me. And these are some of the reasons that I started, beating myself up, because I know better. And I knew what should have been a priority, and I knew what I should be focusing on and spending my time on. And I was choosing not to. And I was letting myself have excuses for it. So that's where it's time to get real. So eliminating the all or nothing. So squeezing in activity anywhere that I can get it. And so if it's not a structured full 40-minute, 50-minute exercise thing, if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I can do squats while I'm brushing my teeth. I can do lunges every time I go to the bathroom. And let me tell you, if I do them every time I go to the bathroom, it's just one set, I can be sore the next day. And it really doesn't take any time out of my day. So the other thing is planning ahead. When it is time to get something to eat, if I have to pull all the ingredients for the salad out right then and make it, it's likely that I'm going to opt for, a can of green beans or something a lot simpler. So it's just a good idea to kind of plan ahead and then do some ahead prep. So when I do have a little bit of extra time on the weekend that, maybe I spent playing my game or, I don't know, doing something else, I'm now trying to prioritize my health. And then, so I know that if I don't have a salad pre-made, there is not a salad that is going to get put in my mouth all week. So that's just the way it's going to go. I know that about me. I like to pre-boil my eggs. So again, if there's a snack I need to grab real quick, instead of grabbing something that isn't good for me, then I do like fruit snacks. It's something that I enjoy and it doesn't upset my tummy. But shouldn't be eating those. So now I have boiled eggs, um, and other things available that I can grab. And so I really don't have an excuse for that. So it's just important to plan ahead, think ahead. I know I've tried dieting enough. I've succeeded a couple times and I've failed enough that I know where my pitfalls are. So um, planning ahead for those is also a really good idea. So I kind of know where I'm weak. I don't like to admit it, but it's just, we've all got our strengths, we've all got our weaknesses. So I don't like that part of me, so I like to ignore it. But that's where the being honest with myself comes back. And so making sure that I am being really honest with myself and coming up with healthy options ahead of time so that when I have a stressful moment or something that happens, I I have the ability to quickly get a hold of something that's much better for me. Um, Another idea is setting some of these things up like appointments. So if I schedule a block of time for it, then I tend to not fill in the day with other things. If it's on my calendar, if it's popping up with a reminder like, yes, you have to do this now, that really has been kind of a trick for me. I do have a type A personality, so sometimes, if it's written down, I'm more likely to do it. So that, again, it's not that I really have a lot more time, because what I have done with my schedule now is I am using the time that I would be at work to get caught up on some things that I'm behind, to do some projects around the house. So I really am working all day on other things. And so I have the time either before that or after that to address my health. And so I really think that just making it a priority is kind of the first step.